Hey guys, and welcome back to another week of Weekly Coldplay. My name is Monica.
My name is Daniel.
And we are a weekly podcast all about...
You guessed it.
Longboarding.
And surfing.
And shortboarding.
I don't know about shortboarding. I don't know about all that.
Welcome to the first podcast of 2025.
That's right. We haven't talked to you guys since last year.
I know. How you been?
Yeah.
How's your New Year? Listen, I ate some grapes under a table, alright?
Hey, it's fine. I watched Hugh Jackman time travel.
Yeah, I also watched Hugh Jackman time travel. I love that, man. I wish he could time travel to my bed.
Okay. This is a family podcast.
Not for anything nefarious.
That's not true. You're lying.
Listen, it's fine. I can work it explicit if I want.
You just love to say nefarious. That's your facetious.
I love that word, okay? Can you tell it's night, y'all? It's the evening. Alright, so this week we are going to talk about the All My Love PNAU remix music video. And then we were also talking about the Will Champion Rolling Stone interview. We told you, at least I told you.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
No, that's your Will. Guys, the bassist.
Hey, are you Johnny?
Yes, I am.
You are?
Yeah,
You're Johnny Buckland?
Yeah, I'm Johnny Buckland.
Oh my god, Johnny Buckland's right here.
Oh my god.
Guys, I can't record this podcast.
Let's just get right into it. The All My Love music video. I think I'm starting to like the song more. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I think it was just Chris Martin surfing.
Yeah, I will apologize to you. My notes on this video are very, me saying them centric. I just wrote all my opinions in the same format of notes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a cute video. I mean, I love how all their remix videos are just person dancing.
I enjoyed the video. I still don't like the song. First up, Nigel knows how to longboard.
Yeah, not Chris.
Yeah, Chris could never.
Yeah.
I love that Chris's inner loser knows how to longboard.
Yeah.
Nigel has got some moves on him.
Yeah.
He can really shake that thing.
Go ahead. Uh-huh. Go on.
His tennis shoes were in wet sand and in the ocean, and it upset me so viscerally I yelled out loud while Monica and I were watching this video.
And there's an angry face, angry emoji.
Yeah, there's a little angry emoticon.
Yeah.
Emoticon.
Ew.
And then he gets in the ocean in his full suit and it's salt water, and that's not it's sticky, and there's gonna get sand in it, and that texture is so bad.
I'm about it.
Anyway, Nigel goes surfing though, and just imagine how funny it would be to just be some guy surfing while they're filming this music video.
No, some Nigel surfing.
No, you're not Nigel. You're some guy.
Oh.
You're some guy surfing while they film this, and then
Some guy there.
Nigel in this full suit holding a bunch of red helium balloons just surfs past you. That's gotta be the wildest thing to see in Santa Monica.
No, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Right, no, but wouldn't it be out of the ordinary? I'm not saying it would be bad.
In Santa Monica, I don't think so. I don't know. If you're from Santa Monica, California, tell us right now, how common is that to see? I think it's pretty common.
I think it's just because it's Chris doing it all the time in his free time. I think he's like the Spider's gay org of surfing.
Gay?
You know what I'm quoting?
No.
The Tumblr post. Spider's gay org is an outlier and shouldn't have been counted.
No.
It's like the most famous Tumblr post
Okay.
ever.
Oh, ever?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm not
The factoid that the average human eats one spider a day is a statistical error. Spider's gay org, who lives in a cave and eats 90,000 spiders a day, is an outlier and should not have been counted.
That's right.
Anyway, I'm saying Chris is the Spider's gay org of surfing in a full suit holding a bunch of balloons.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I still don't really like the song though. It's okay.
I don't know. I was kind of bopping, but in my mind, I was like, it was dancing with Chris.
I
so-
enjoyed the visuals of watching Chris dance. I just
Yeah.
didn't enjoy the song.
Oh, excuse me, Nigel. My bad.
Sorry, yeah, Nigel. I enjoyed watching Nigel dance. I don't think Chris can dance like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, there was a different vibe to watching Nigel dance than there is to watching Chris dance.
Yeah.
It felt different.
Yeah.
I think it was his face. Because he does this face when he's dressed as Nigel. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
He was doing it the whole time while dancing. It was just really funny.
I was doing the face right now.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was great.
Oh, there you go. I'm actually Nigel Chris.
I've been telling you to dress up as Nigel for months now.
Yeah, I know. But otherwise, what? I'm gonna get into the ocean, and then you're gonna get mad at me?
I'll allow it.
No, I don't want to do anything. You tell me.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. I see how this is.
Anyway, the next headliner that we have is Will Champion. He also did a Rolling Stone interview. I think this might be the last one. I don't know if they did one with Phil. They might have. So maybe next
they
week.
had quotes from Phil, I feel like.
No,
So
I don't remember. Maybe.
I think in the Chris interview there were quotes from Phil. There
Okay.
definitely were. I remember there was at least one quote from Phil in the
Mhm.
Chris interview, which might mean they did a Phil interview.
All
It
right.
doesn't guarantee it, but
Yeah. Well, that would be cool if we get a Phil Harvey
filter
interview.
view.
Filter view.
Yeah, this is the filter view.
All right. Well, this starts off with Will is very courteous.
Yeah, the interviewer just goes off about how courteous and kind Will is.
Yeah.
He's so much more courteous than you'd expect from a guy whose job is to hit things really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Just like
all.
Logan.
I love him. Talking about Logan Howlett,
Okay.
the Wolverine,
Okay, all
the
right.
love of my life.
Okay, all right. Okay, here's a quote. There are some people who look very, very scary and then turn out to be just the sweetest people in the world. And when we met our drummer, Will, we were all terrified of him. And the truth is, we still kind of are. But when you get to know him, you'll see that he's just the softest, sweetest, incredible hulkest kind of person, and he keeps us together on a daily basis. That's from Chris, if you couldn't tell from turning Incredible Hulk into a superlative adjective.
I want to be the most Wolverinist person and or Iron Manist.
You already are both of those things.
Yeah, but I want Chris Martin to call me that.
Oh, okay, I'll tell him.
Yay!
I'll call him up.
Yay!
This is such a night episode.
Will met Johnny and Guy in the bar in the basement of their hall of residence, Ramsey Hall, if you didn't know. On the first night they had all moved in. He and Johnny played pool. He met Chris a few days later on a coach to a sporting event. So a little Coldplay tidbit. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they all met in the bar on like the first night.
Yeah, but specifically Johnny and Will playing pool.
I know.
Yeah,
Dang. Those were the days.
those were the days.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah.
Except they're all still together, and the good old days are right now also.
Yeah, and they're probably still playing pool. Maybe. I don't know. Hey, Coldplay.
We got trouble.
We got trouble, my friends. Right here in River City.
With a capital T, and that rhymes with B, and that stands for pool.
Hey, do you know who was in the Music Man?
Was it Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Here's a quote from Will. My school was quite rough, but there was a really good music teacher.
Yeah. Aww.
Yeah. That was a quote after he was talking about how much he was trying to avoid getting noticed by the kids who kept picking fights with everyone. I can just imagine, like, Will as, like, a shy little kid
Yeah.
who just cares about music.
Yeah.
That's also Will as an adult.
About the evolution of the band since X and Y, we're lucky that we understand a lot about the things that drive bands apart, and we've tried to deal with those things quite early. And we recognize that we're only as good as the four of us together. Aww.
Yeah. I think Coldplay's in it for the long haul.
Yeah. Well, at least for 2 more albums.
Right, but, like, they'll keep touring.
No, I know.
That's what I mean.
I know.
When asked if his parents were worried about his future when he started with the band, Will said, My mom was a musician at heart and loved what little progress we'd made at that point while she was still around. Will's mom died the same day that they shot not the same day. Will's mom died right before Yellow came out, and her funeral was the same day they shot the Yellow music video.
Yeah, which is why it's just
Chris in the Rain.
Well, originally it was, I'm sure you know this, maybe you don't, I don't know, but the original plan was that it was going to be a party on the beach. That was the music video.
I can't imagine that as a music video for Yellow.
Yeah. So that was the original thing, but then it just kept raining, and everybody had gone off and just kind of left since it was just raining so much, and Chris was like, "Okay, well, let's just film this." And he just started walking on a beach. The band signed their first deal right before finals. Will studied anthropology, not the store anthropology. Daniel's, he's done with me. I think he's done for me today. Will said, obviously it opens your eyes and mind to the variations, the different ways it's possible to be a human on this planet, but it also those things that really connect you, and it also really teaches you to question the dominant narrative. And that was Will about studying anthropology.
Not the store.
Not the store.
Will said there are a mixture of reasons they've stayed together and touring for 26 years. Firstly, he said it's Chris's wonderful and timeless melodies that people can form connections with whether or not they understand the lyrics. But he also said that what a really important factor was the work that they've done to keep together and stay happy and healthy while also putting on a good show. And also, he brought up the work that they've put into their mission and purpose.
Will said, now we're better musicians, we're better friends, and we're better at what we do. Aww.
Yeah. Another quote from Will, this one's about the concerts. One of our great joys is when you look out and there are 5-year-old kids and pensioners.
Yeah. It's very true. Like, yeah, a Coldplay concert really is. It's just, I mean, we said this multiple times on the podcast, but yeah, a Coldplay concert is just,
it's the full breadth of human experience.
Yeah. Yeah, truly. About going on QVC, traditional promotion doesn't seem to cut through anymore. It's so difficult these days to try and reach people. Someone came up with the idea, and we discussed it, and we went, all right, well, it's kind of strange. But rather than the sort of chin-stroking, big set piece, very thoughtful, very earnest promo things and videos and whatnot, I think sometimes little quirky things work. And he also said, they're very serious, QVC, about selling stuff. It's like, no, if you're going to come on, this is not a joke. We need to sell some stuff. Yeah, so now you know, QVC is very serious.
It's a good thing they sold some stuff.
Yeah.
And if they had put those promo items for sale, I think they would have sold even more stuff.
I still want that toaster so badly. All right, I think about that toaster every day. Everyday life.
This was about Chris's relentless energy and creativity. We always say after a leg of the tour, please just rest a little bit. And then within a day or two, there's an email saying, hey, got this new idea. It's wonderful. I wouldn't ever want to take any breaks on his creativity because he really needs it to make sense of his life.
Some songs just appear fully formed and they have to record them immediately so they don't mess them up.
This was when asked about Coldplay's mission. Well, the message has always been largely the same, which is hope, optimism in the face of all negativity. But I think the mission has a crystallized commitment. It's about providing an opportunity for people to have a really nice time and enjoy being in a large crowd. And it's a safe place, away from negativity of the news in general. Which, I need that.
Yeah. God, I need June to be here right now. And July.
January to not be here.
Real recognizes real. Coldplay were inspired after seeing the Flaming Lips at Glastonbury in '99 when they were in their angsty early 20s, broody, and kind of insecure phase. Which, by the way, man, my brother has seen the Flaming Lips live at at a festival in Houston, and he said that they're great live. I would love to see the Flaming Lips live.
Okay, wait, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm in my angsty early 20s, broody.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the adjectives phase.
Incredible Hulky.
Am I Incredible Hulky? Would you call me Incredible Hulky?
I wouldn't say Incredible Hulk describes you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what specifically Marvel hero describes you. I don't know. There's too many. I'll have to think about it.
Okay. The interviewer asked, "How do you know when it's time to let it go?" And Will said, "Someone says we have to let it go."
Well, you know.
That's how you know.
They had mentioned this in the interview that they're able to edit the songs, or just keep working on the songs after they're like already like past the vinyl deadlines, and they can release it on like differently on Spotify. Like,
that's insanity to me.
Yeah. So now I'm just like, okay, well, do I need to go and listen to the vinyl records and then Spotify and see if there's differences? Because now I'm paranoid.
Now I feel like I have to have the vinyl records for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already doing that.
Yeah. You can borrow some of mine.
No, I have to have them.
Oh, okay.
Because
all right.
it's not available online at all that way if they are different. I don't even know if they are different. I don't think they are. Will didn't specifically say they'd done that. They just said the choice had been offered to them.
Yeah.
It seems very antithetical to Coldplay to do that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think it would give Chris anxiety.
Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know what? If they were able to do that, I'll tell you right now, if they could go back, and I was just thinking about this the other day, because I was listening to Coloratura, and I was thinking about, of course, seeing it in Brooklyn, and Will's drum fill at the end of Coloratura on the studio album was different from how he played it live, because he added more to the fill whenever he played it live, and I want that version, because it's like just snare hits is ba da 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 on the regular studio version of Music of the Spheres, but like live it was like da. I can't, I know how to play it, but I don't know how to enunciate.
I still want to see you play the drums sometime.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's another quote from Will. "When we have such a prolific songwriter like Chris, it's not unusual that we'll have a week to go and we're just kind of polishing songs up, and he'll say, 'Guys, just one more.' And so there's a mad rush to do it wherever we are. And then we have to record it in 10 minutes in this tour studio." Which, if you remember from last week, we had described the tour studio. It was tiny with like no room. Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't know if we put that in the episode, but the tour studio is tiny and has no room. Mm-hmm. That did actually happen for I Am a Mountain. And there was a similar situation with Karate Kid, but it was just too late to get it on the record.
Oh.
Yeah, Will would have fought hard for it, but still isn't super sure if it would have made the album. Quote talking about that, he said, "To the purists, and to us clearly, we would want to make records that are coherent from top to bottom. But the way that lots of people listen to music these days is not that linear." I do listen to music like that, though.
Yeah, me too.
You remember when I first started listening to Coldplay, I had to listen to every record in order.
Mm-hmm. Which I encouraged.
Yeah. But, I started doing that on my own without telling you even in the first place.
Oh, secrets.
The first time I did it was, way in advance. I didn't get through it. Mm-hmm. It didn't hit me very hard. Mm-hmm. And I never told you about that at the time. And then I did it again, several months later.
Mm-hmm. Okay, touching back on, the whole, recording it in 10 minutes, and I Am a Mountain, I am now convinced that that's exactly what happened in Singapore for the, in Singapore for their sound check, whenever they were sound checking I'm Mountain. I think that was their first time playing it together in full, that was them practicing to record it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. But I would really love it if they were to play it live. That's all. Coldplay confirm or deny if that's true. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. About Will's place in the decision making for songs, I think that I'm quicker to say things. I think I know the feeling that I get when Chris has brought us a song that just instantly hits me like a train. And I get frustrated when that doesn't happen. I'm selfish in that respect. Johnny and Guy are much better at being open-minded about stuff. I feel like I have strong reactions to songs immediately, and if it's something that I love, I fight for it super hard. If it's something that's not connecting with me, I tend to not be as enthusiastic about it. So sometimes I'm guilty of putting my opinion down too early, and Chris is very gracious about it. He also mentions during that, talking about that, I'm sure you all know the story about clocks and how whenever Chris first presented it to the band, and Will in particular, Will was like, that's not a song.
It's just not a song.
Yeah.
There's just no song. Where's the song?
Yeah, and Will, of course, ended up being very wrong about that. So, yeah.
Will's worst memory of the Music of the Spheres tour, he said the very beginning, coming out of COVID, there were very significant challenges to setting up a new tour from scratch. So many of the people were just completely screwed and had no ability to start up from scratch. And when asked for his best memory, he said, Glastonbury was a high point. In retrospect, it was one of those weird shows that, at the time, you don't really know whether it's successful or not. I can remember coming off stage thinking, that was either the worst show we've ever done or the best. I had no idea. It wasn't until my wife said, watch it, that I was like, oh wow, that looks really good.
Yeah, I love watching Coldplay's Glastonbury shows.
Yeah, I mean, I want to rewatch the one that we saw. I haven't seen the other ones, I don't think.
Oh, I think the first, the first Glastonbury show I've seen of them was, the Milo Xylador. Why did I say it Australian?
Because that's how we mockingly Milo Xylador. No, my Jose Jojo.
But the Milo tour, or I guess pre them announcing it, I can't remember if it was Rock in Rio. It might have been Rock in Rio. Yeah, where it was at some festival, because this was when Coldplay was doing tons of music festivals. But it was at some festival during 2011, that, like, Chris was playing a song, but then he just screams, Manos Hello into the microphone. And, of course, no one knows what he was saying until, like, they announced the name of the album, and we all go back and said, Chris said it this entire time.
I want to know what the speculation was at the time for what he said. Like,
I don't think there was speculation. It was like, just Chris being Chris. Chris is just saying stuff. Oh, Chris. But yeah, about the end of Coldplay. See, I'm getting sad. All right, about the end of Coldplay, I don't think too much about it, to be quite honest, because I'm not very good at thinking long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too far out there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't got to think about it.
He talked a lot about his kids in the interview, and here's a few quotes from that. It's wonderful having teenage kids because they really give you a sense of how out of touch you are. My kids send me music, and it's wonderful. They're so engaged, and they have access to more music than I ever did, but also it comes quite cheaply to them. And then another quote. Well, they've kind of grown up on tour ever since they were babies, and they know we're lucky because the core of our crew has been with us since our first album. It's wonderful. And for my kids, it's like a happy place being on tour.
Aww.
Yeah.
I love that. I just really love this band, and, it's like family first for them, and then, music and love and
Hope.
Anyway, hope and Milo Xyloto. And then a quote from Will here. I'm really fortunate that I fly quite low under the radar. I can wander around and do my grocery shopping without anyone worrying too much. Except that I would know. Well, what would you do? Okay, you're at Kroger. Okay, somehow Will Champion is at a Kroger in Houston, Texas.
I'm still not sure if I would recognize him.
Really?
Well, you know me.
Yeah.
For the listeners at home who don't know, I have aphantasia. I can't visualize things. I struggle to recognize people that I don't personally see a lot. Mm-hmm. It took me a long time to be able to recognize Chris, and like I practiced for Monica's sake. Same thing with Pedro Pascal. Hugh Jackman, I'm still not there yet.
No, yeah. No, not yet. You got to drop Pedro.
But I think I might be able to, but it would be so weird to see him here that I think I would second guess myself and be like, is that Will? And then I'd be like, no, it can't be. Obviously, I'm getting it wrong because I can't picture people. There's a chance that I would like look up a photo on my phone to compare. Then I might figure it out. Then I think I would approach him and say, I love you, Phil Harvey.
Phil Harvey? Oh, I see.
I'm making fun of you.
He's making fun of me, by the way. Folks at home.
No, I would very politely and unobtrusively just say hi. And that I like it when he hits the drums very hard.
I think it would just like the guy from the story 2 weeks ago, just stare at him until he approaches me.
I don't think he would approach you. He's not Chris Martin.
And ask me if he can buy me anything.
I don't think he would approach you.
I know.
No, you should go to him and say, wait, no, I'm not going to spoil the next bit. I'll say the next bit. Here's the last bit from Will. It's a special skill I've cultivated over the years to be completely anonymous. Once in a blue moon, someone might come up and say, "Are you Johnny?" And I say no and walk away. I'm a very literal person. Just like me for real. And B, that's what you should do if you see Will in a grocery store. You should walk up and say,
I don't
"Are
want
you
him to
Johnny?"
say no and walk away, though.
You should say, "Are you Chris Martin?"
Well, you're bound to get it right at some point, right? There's 5 of them.
Yeah. No, I definitely wouldn't mix him up with Johnny. I mix up Johnny and Guy the most, but only like early Johnny and Guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee, if I ran into any members of Coldplay at the grocery store.
Oh, not
at the grocery store. Yeah, not in the stairwell. That was a different scenario. This is a different. And also, seeing Chris and Phil in a stairwell is. Yeah.
Monica just did something incomprehensible. She spread her legs.
I did not. That was me standing.
But you did spread your legs.
Yeah,
Don't say I did not. You did do that.
But not with that connotation. You're making me sound naughty. I want to plead my case. So I meant I was standing.
Yeah, she was standing while sitting.
Yeah. Anyway, if I met any member of Coldplay at the grocery store, I think it would just drop whatever. I don't usually have a cart. I have like a basket, so I probably would just drop my basket in shock. Really? Yeah.
See, I have a little bit more composure than that.
And then I'll probably try to hide in the aisles.
Yeah, I think I would be able to handle just. Well, actually, I would walk up. I would be physically shaking. Mm-hmm. It would be very difficult for me to do this, and I might chicken out because I've had similar scenario. Meeting my favorite musician in like a meet and greet where it was planned to meet them still freaked me out a lot. Mm-hmm. But I think I probably would walk up and just be able to exchange a few brief words. I think if it was Chris, he would be able to successfully put me at ease. I don't know about the rest of them. Yeah. Monica's got a look on her face.
Well, I'm imagining it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would be hard. I think I might try to do it. I don't know if I would succeed or if I would get too scared.
Again, I would just try to hide in the aisles. Like, I'd be too scared.
Yeah, if we were shopping together, I'd have to protect you.
Yeah.
We're at Target looking at air fryers.
Yeah, and that was the Will interview.
That's the interview.
Yeah.
The Wilterview.
I don't like it. All right, on to other news.
Let's get right into it.
Moon Music was the best-selling album released by a group in 2024 in the UK.
Moon Music was the 9th biggest album of 2024 in the UK year-end chart. It was also the 7th biggest studio album, the 2nd biggest studio album by a British act, and the biggest studio album by a band.
And Moon Music was the biggest CD album in the UK in 2024. Heck yeah. I think that also helped because to try to get tickets to, I think this year's shows, to like get like the pre-sale code, you had to like buy the CD to get the pre-sale code, so that definitely helped.
Did we have to do that?
No.
Oh no.
Since it was like 10 shows or whatever.
You're talking about the one specific.
I think it was it's like the shows in Hull and then the shows at Wembley.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where the shows are.
Wembley is right.
Okay.
Hull also sounds right.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that Coldplay were doing this thing of just like, hey, get a pre-sale code if you buy our album.
What if I already own 10 copies of it?
Buy it again. No, just kidding. No, if you had already pre-ordered it, it's fine. But it was like, pre-order the album, get the pre-sale code, possibly, get tickets. I remember a lot of people were really mad about it.
Really?
Well, because like a lot of people wanted to obviously get the pre-sale code to go see Coldplay, but also a lot of people, it's 2024, a lot of people don't own CD players anymore. So a lot of people were just like, well, so I think that was what all.
To me, that's a little. I'm from a little bubble where my favorite musician is releasing their newest album just on cassette tape, and everyone from the fan group is just like going out and buying cassette tape players for this one album.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, not for Coldplay. Not if there's different versions on Spotify. But also, the Moon Music CD was the fastest selling in that format, in the CD format, in 7 years in the UK.
It was also the most successful album in digital download format in the UK, which doesn't matter whether you got a CD player or not. Digital download format never made a lot of sense to me, but that is because I spend too much money on Spotify Premium. Yeah. I know Autumn bought our friend Autumn bought 5 different versions of the digital album for Halsey. Yeah. Because they all had different bonus tracks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or something like that. Or maybe she just bought one that came with a lot of formats, but she was going on and on about how many different forms of this.
The Zerb X Coldplay Feels Like a Falling in Love remix was used in the end of Hot Frosty, the film, the major motion picture Hot Frosty on Netflix.
I did not watch this one because it's bad, is what I've heard from everyone.
Yeah, and I want to watch it so badly.
I'll watch it with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it alone in my room, but I'll watch it.
I would.
I'll watch it with you. There was a cute little thank you 2024 sparkle emoji video posted by the band on New Year's Eve, and yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Phil was reminded of promising to release Chris's Q&A from the Jimmy Kimmel Show from January 2023. He said, "A promise is a promise. I'll get to this when I plug my brain back in." And there was a little lightning emoji and then a plug emoji. He also said, "P.S. Happy New Year, everyone." Heart emoji, star emoji. Well, star going around emoji. The one with like a little tail whip.
It's called Dizzy. That's the name of it in Discord.
Ah. All right.
Chris Martin and Susanna Hoff's Manic Monday Grammy performance from 2020 during the Prince tribute was used in the Grammy Greats show. We watched it. It didn't even feel like the same song to me. The Grammy Greats was a show that was just released highlighting different historic moments from the Grammys. And Chris very slowly singing about his Manic Monday.
Well, I wish it was Sunday. Because that's my fun day.
Well, Sunday is my fun day this week. I'm off work. I'm going to Meow Wolf.
I'm not. I'm working and I'm here. Chris was in the latest Avicii documentary, Avicii, I'm Tim, talking about Sky Full of Stars. And Chris says that Sky Full of Stars just came to him and he knew right away that I had to get Avicii to produce it. Also said, Tim being Tim, even though he had 50,000 projects that day, he still found time. to work on A Sky Full of Stars. He also said, in half an hour, he kind of did the whole thing. It was amazing. Almost a panic way of working. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That was just very sweet.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
Teeny had an end of year post on Instagram, and here is it translated into English. It was originally posted in Spanish. Dreams that I never imagined living. To have a song with the band of my dreams, the one that I listened to every day since I was very little. I remember that just on the day of the release of UMDP, I was recording We Pray. I never thought it would come true. Releasing the first song from my next album and sharing it with you made me very happy, my loves. I love you very much. Happy New Year. Thanks for this 2024.
Aww. And there was a cute picture of Teeny and Chris walking.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's the news.
That's the news. All right. We don't have any tour updates for you, but we will next week.
Woohoo!
We don't have any spoilers and speculations, but it is the time of the episode where, since we have no sponsors, we instead highlight a different charity every month. And new month, new year, new charity. This month we're going to be highlighting Partners in Health, a charity that I love, and I'll get into more how I found out about them in a later episode. But today I'll just give you a brief overview of them. You can find more information about Partners in Health at pih.org, and we will have their link in our episode description. Partner in Health's mission is to provide a preferential option for the poor in healthcare. They have two overarching goals: to bring the benefits of modern medical science to those most in need of them, and to serve as an antidote to despair, which reminds me of Coldplay.
Mm-hmm.
A quote from them: "When our patients are ill and have no access to care, our team of health professionals, scholars, and activists will do whatever it takes to make them well, just as we would do if a member of our own families or we ourselves were ill." Partners in Health is founded on the radical belief that no life is worth less than any other. Why they fight? Our worldview compels us to expose the injustices that lead to poverty and sickness and fight for the universal right to health. And how we do it: we believe our expertise and research can be used to cure not only our patients, but also the root causes of rising inequality. Their core beliefs are as follows: all human lives have the same value, and every human being has the inalienable right to be healthy to fulfill their potential. The right to health is not the only right held by our patients. Other fundamental human rights are interrelated and just as inalienable. All people need to stand in solidarity with those who find themselves at the margins of modern society. The playing field needs to be leveled for those individuals who are born at a disadvantage, equity versus equality. Injustice is not accidental, but a direct result of structural violence and oppression. We can fight injustice by changing those dynamics. And finally, it is our moral call to action to expose social injustice and to work toward correcting those systemic forces that create inequalities, no matter how impossible or challenging this task might look.
Yeah. Thanks, Daniel.
You're welcome. So yeah, check out Partners in Health, and in a future episode I'll tell you some very fun ways that you could support them.
Yeah. Again, that is pih.org. And that's really it for this week. Really short week.
Well, it's average length now, the Will interview.
Well, yeah, but I think there's going to be a large bit that we're going to cover.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because we were just laughing the entire time.
Okay, yeah.
We need to do, like, director's cuts of some of these.
Yeah, with the explicit mark.
Yeah.
Talk about Monica spreading her legs.
Oh, no, let's keep it in. We're keeping that one in. But, yeah, we will see you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Again, I hope that this year is going to be a great year for Coldplay. I'm really excited to see what's going to come for this band in the next 52 weeks.
Yeah, just got to get through 52 more weeks.
Yes. But yeah, my name is Monica.
My name is still Daniel.
And we are Weekly Coldplay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
thank you for listening to Weekly Coldplay. For more Coldplay content from us, check us out on Twitter @Weekly Coldplay and Instagram @weekly.coldplay. That is weekly, Coldplay. And if you like what you hear, give us a follow on wherever you're listening to the podcast on. Thank you again, and we'll be back next week with more Coldplay news.